YouTubers, people of my world, taste of our world. We have a special treat for y'all today. I'm your host, R. Moses B. That's right, Directora. That's right. I am the director of the Diaspora Revolutionary Plan, the Diaspora Revolutionary Vision. So what I'm about to show y'all is something that's going to change the trajectory of the motherland, continental Africa, to an oasis for filmmakers, production specialties, farmers, vendors, actors, crew, people in the diaspora that want vocationals to go build, to go set up new economies, new currency, a system that is going to be most desirable system for content makers and vocationalists, people that want to escape the belly of the beast every so often. So what we're going to watch now, I'm going to let you guys listen to this 15 minutes, actually 14 minutes, of a sister pleading to the diaspora for investment in regards to Brother Tore's vision from Burkina Faso to having the entire continental Africa having at least 12 parts of major developments that's going to attract tourists and give us the infrastructure of the internet and infrastructure of amazing resort building that has all the amenities for all-inclusive vacations, including flights of some sort from Ethiopia or from a place of establishment that's going to allow most of us to be part of this all-inclusive insurance plan for many of you that are artists and content makers around the world that's from the diaspora. Even if you're not from the motherland, you can be involved in this project. But you must understand that we are not letting anyone, especially resource thieves, come around us with their agendas or their nation's agenda, or anyone that has any secret plots and plans will not be part of our guidance and leadership into this diaspora investment opportunity. Let's listen in to my sister explaining the investment opportunity coming from Captain Ibrahim Tore. We pray for the brother from the same father, Abraham. His name is Ibrahim Tore, but he's Abraham in the spirit of Abraham that the Bible speaks of, because Abraham in the Bible is a fighter. That was God's best friend. That is God's best friend, because he had faith and he listened to God and he fight against God's enemy based on God's plans. And that's why he's the father of nations. So what's happening in Africa is in fact very special. That's God giving us an indication that he's bringing back the kings of old, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, and all of them that you heard about, but you never knew. Accordingly, because of the deception that is played on our people, stealing of our properties and stealing of our intellectual properties and creations and arts. But the best is yet to come. So listen in and share this live. Tell your friends. inquire how you can get involved, because we have the plug.
You asked and we listened. Remember when I showed you those tomato factories transforming Burkina Faso's agriculture? The gold refinery keeping wealth in African hands? The nuclear energy plants that transformed the world? What you didn't expect is how that video will resonate with thousands of you across the diaspora. Your comments filled with pride, questions, and most importantly, a hunger to be part of this African renaissance. One comment struck me deeply. Honestly, go-getters, for the first time, I'm seeing my homeland not as a charity case, but an investment opportunity.
That's right.
So today, we will answer that question that ended our last conversation. Will Ibrahim's vision succeed? And what role can you, the diaspora, play in this revolution? But that's not all.
It's a revolution.
New projects that weren't in our last video. Initiatives so bold, they are making both allies and enemies for this young leader. And if you know what, go-getters, this isn't just a follow-up video, but it is your invitation to the table. We will be diving deep into what might just be the most crucial factor into Burkina Faso's transformation, the African diaspora connection. So we are not only going to be exploring new travel initiatives, but we are going to break down exactly how the diaspora can turn these opportunities into reality. But first, let's remind ourselves with the question we ended with the last time. Will Ibrahim Traore's ambitious projects succeed? The evidence suggests that the answer hinges significantly on one factor that the media rarely discusses: the role of the African diaspora. Here's why. Africa's diaspora sends over $95 billion in remittances annually, more than foreign direct investment and official development aid combined. But imagine if that financial power wasn't just supporting families, but building industries. Now, I want to draw your attention to the fact that the diaspora brings three crucial elements that the traditional partners don't offer. And the first is capital without strings. Unlike foreign investors who demand controlling interest, or Western nations that attach political conditions to aid, diaspora investments can be guided by both profit and purpose. Secondly, we've got a technical expertise with cultural understanding. Diaspora professionals understand both global practices and local realities. They don't need cultural translators or intermediaries. And as number three, we've got the global networks with African priorities. The diaspora can connect African initiatives to global markets while making sure that African interests remain at the center. This isn't just theory. Let me show you real examples already happening. In Ghana, for instance, diaspora investors funded the country's first pharmaceutical manufacturing plant, cutting mitigation costs by 60%.
Amen.
In Kenya also, diaspora tech professionals returned to build Nairobi's first innovation hub, creating over 200,000 jobs without a single World Bank loan. And also, we've got Senegal, where the diaspora investment funds raised a whopping $50 million for agricultural processing facilities similar to Traore's tomato factory. And guess what? Export values tripled in just 3 years. But what's happening in Burkina Faso? This is where things get interesting. In what might be his most strategic move yet, Ibrahim Traore recently announced the creation of Burkina Faso's first diaspora investment bank. This isn't just another financial institution. Its purpose is actually to solve the specific challenges that have historically blocked diaspora investments. I am referring...
That's right. That is true, my sister. They're always trying to cap it. They're always trying to cap our investment at a very bare minimum. So we're going to make an AI film called Cap It, about Captain Ibrahim Traore, his takeover as the new Cap It soldier that became the general and took over France. This triumphant story done in AI is a 7-minute story. I'm going to send it to the lab right now, and we're going to show how we're going to cap America, cap it, and cap the world. That means Captain Ibrahim T. We're going to cap it. It is copywritten. I'm sending the text right now to the AI lab, and we're going to show this very soon. Cap it. CAPIT. That's cap IT. Captain Ibrahim T. These are vocational AI films that we're going to make to attract many investors to be part of this Amazing Grace project. Let's continue.
To things like specialized investments, vehicles matching diaspora capital with local projects, streamlined regulatory processes, cutting bureaucracy for diaspora entrepreneurs, protecting investments from political instability, and last but not the least, technical assistance connecting diaspora experts with local implementations. The bank's initial capitalization of $200 million aims to mobilize $1 billion in
We have to
investments
cap
by
the capitalization
2027, with
artists,
priority
people that
sectors
are robbing
including
us. We have to
manufacturing,
cap it.
agriculture, and technology. But Traore understands that money alone isn't enough.
It's not
the
money.
real game changer
Team building.
is knowledge transfer.
You got
And this
it.
next initiative
Game changers.
targets
We're coming.
just that. Launched from 3 months ago, Traore's repatriation program offers a revolutionary approach to brain drain. And you know that's one of the main plagues affecting African countries. Instead of simply asking professionals to return permanently, the program creates flexible pathways for knowledge transfer. Here's how it goes. It offers 3 to 6 months fellowship with diaspora experts to train the local teams. It's also got a digital mentorship platform connecting diaspora experts with Burkinabe counterparts. It's also got a sabbatical partnership with Western institutions, allowing partnerships to split time between global careers and home country contributions. The program has already brought 150 experts to Burkina Faso, with plans to engage 5,000 by 2028. Fields range from engineering and medicine to finance and digital technology. Early results already shows local teams increasing productivity by 40% after just 3 months of diaspora mentorship. Traore knows that manufacturing remains the backbone of economic transformation, and his newest industrial initiative might be his most ambitious yet. In a direct challenge to Africa's pharmaceutical dependency, Traore recently broke ground on Africa's most advanced integrated pharmaceutical manufacturing complex. The $300 million facility aims to produce everything from antibiotics to specialized treatments for tropical disease. What makes this project remarkable isn't just its scale, but its strategic location. Local production will cut medication costs by 50 to 70%. Isn't that wonderful? Manufacturing focuses on treatments for African-specific health challenges, often neglected by Western pharmaceutical companies. The facility also includes research capabilities for developing new treatments based on African traditional medicine. Now, the economic impact extends beyond healthcare. We are talking here of the creation of 2,500 direct jobs, many in high-skill positions, an establishment of a pharmaceutical supply chain supporting thousands more direct jobs, and also a potential export market of $1.2 billion annually across West Africa. But with all these ambitious projects, how is Burkina Faso addressing perhaps the most fundamental challenges of all? Food security. That's something I would rather discuss in another video, right, go-getters? Because it is quite...
My sister, you saying that, I had to put this commentating, we can gather up all the best farmers from North America that's in our community, and we can bring them to Burkina Faso, take a tour to Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria, all the western part of Africa, because we have to realize the future belongs to the West. That means the people of the West, meaning us. We're always West and South. Anywhere around the world, west of the place or south. So that means we're building, starting from there, then going to north, through the middle, and then going to east. So a nice tour will be needed for farmers and developers leadership of at least 12 of us, the top, and I can make sure our firm will get that. And these brothers are skilled, these sisters are top of the line of their game, and they're just trying to find a way in. So if somebody's watching this, or the sister will watch my channel and find out, we need to find a way to communicate a lot more better, because there's no sort of people looking out for people that want to be involved. It's very tough. There's one thing about putting out advertisement, but receiving the actual, customer base is another thing.
Broad. Let me just take you to what he did to tackle the digital sector in his country. While rarely discussed in international media, Traore's digital sovereignty project might be among his most forward-thinking initiatives. This comprehensive program aims to build Burkina Faso's digital infrastructure under local control, which is something we rarely see in African countries. I am talking here of the construction of the nation's first
autonomy
major data center,
Yes.
eliminating dependency on foreign cloud services. Also,
No more.
development of government digital services built on open source technology rather than proprietary Western platforms.
You got that right, sister. We have also a member in our team that knows a lot more about that, and they are of our persuasion. That means they are about the revolutionary digital transformation of the continental Africa and protection of our sovereignty in our markets and in our homes and in our communities around the world.
A digital literacy training targeting 5 million citizens by 2028. And last but not the least, a deployment of rural connectivity reaching 85% of the population. Now, the economic implications are substantial. The creation of a domestic tech sector to employ 50,000 people by 2030. Cost savings of $75 million annually, reducing dependency on foreign digital services.
Well, many of you are not realizing we have a mascot, a motivated mascot. His name is the Game Changer host. That's right. He's the mascot of the Diaspora Investment Fund. It's going to motivate many of you on TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram with his amazing, moves of dance and whatnot. And he's going to show you guys the vision that Captain Ibrahim T is going to help Africa understand that God has given him a vision. And it begins with this young man. And we must recognize that. And unity must be brought in a form of biblical principle under Christ, but starting with Abraham, which is God's best friend. Therefore, God is working with this man, And we must pray that God works with them so he sends and sparks the seed that's going to help us all become more fruitful in God's work. Because no matter what, he has to understand who he is according to the Bible and why he's playing the role he's playing. And we hope Mr. so-called Ibrahim, I call him Abraham, according to the voice sounding, so that there's no attachment to Arabia. And I hope there's no attachment to Arabia, just like there's no attachment to Europe or America. We do not need to play enemies against enemies. That's what God is doing. We need to focus on ourselves and our community and building with no fear.
Lastly, data sovereignty, protecting critical national information from foreign surveillance.
And eventually we will have our time to utilize the entire world population to continuously build the kingdom come that we know we have been in deservance of.
Each of these new initiatives
God
builds
willing.
upon the foundation we explored in our first video. Together, they create not just projects, but an ecosystem for transformation. But let's address the question that most of you asked in the comments. How can you be part of this story?
Yes, how?
So here's how you, the diaspora, can engage. If you're watching this from London, Paris, New York, or anywhere across the globe, here are 5 concrete ways to engage with Burkina Faso's transformation. The first thing you can engage with is direct investment opportunities. The new Diaspora Investment Bank has created specialized funds allowing investments as small as $5,000 in specific sectors. Their digital platform matches diaspora investors with vetted local projects. The second option you've got is knowledge partnerships. They've got a knowledge repatriation program that needs professionals in engineering, healthcare, finance, and technology. Commitments can range from 2 weeks intensive training, visits to ongoing digital mentorship. The third option you've got is actually the market creation. As a digital entrepreneur, you can actually become a distributor to Burkinabe products, thereby creating export opportunities for newly established industries. Now, the fourth on our list is actually technology transfer. If you work in technology, the Digital Sovereignty Project seeks partnerships with diaspora tech-owned companies to develop solutions adapted to Burkinabe needs. And the fifth option is actually skill training. Educators in the diaspora can actually partner with Burkinabe educational institutions to provide specialized trainings either in person or digital platforms. Let me share something personal. Last month, I actually exchanged with a Burkinabe American professional who returned to work in the pharmaceutical manufacturing project. And here's what he said in his own words. For 20 years, I built things for others. But now I'm building something for my own people's future. That's the opportunity.
That's right. So that being said, sister, we are going to comment and we're hoping that you contact because our team is ready. And I'm going to contact many other team members because this has to be something that needs excitement. And we need to make sure many people are in awareness because there's a lot of distractions, there's a lot of problematics in terms of advertising, shadow bannings. So we have an idea to attract the best of the best in our community, in the diaspora, to bring to the motherland in droves, vocationally, so we can build together. Well, thank you for watching. This has been an opportunity to bring the light of our life back together. This world is full of a lot of problems, so we need to come together. Two kingdoms come to one. Thank you for watching.